Welcome one, welcome all to the most amazing shrinking spectacular of them all. Today we're going to be making Shrinky Dinks, or the amazing shrinking plastic. This is one of my favorite crafts of all time. So let's get into the show.
That sounds sweet.
Hey, I'm Leanne, and I'm Caroline, and together we make Lily Line. The most important part of today's spectacular is our featured Bible verse, which is found in 1 Peter 1, 6, and 7. Because you know this, you have great joy. You have joy even though you may have had to suffer for a little while. You may have had to suffer sadness and all kinds of trouble. Your troubles have come in order to prove that your faith is real. It is worth more than gold. Gold can pass away even though fire has made it pure. Your faith is meant to bring praise, honor, and glory to God. That will happen when Jesus Christ returns. We must have faith even when we go through struggles and fire. He makes diamonds out of dust. Just like the heat of the oven made beautiful tiny treasures out of the Shrinky Dinks. And now, let's move to the center ring.
Hello,
And I say, Shrinky Dinks are flimsy pieces of paper that turn into little hard cuties when they go into the oven.
What?
You can find Shrinky Dinks at any of your local craft stores.
Okay.
We prefer the rough and ready kind because the colored pencils go on much easier. We like to use colored pencils because it makes the colors easier to blend, they don't darken in the oven, and the colors are more vibrant.
Check, check, check. Is this thing on? Here we are again, getting everything ready for our Shrinky Dink Spectacular.
Here we are again with two different approaches.
I'm still measuring it out.
And I'm winging it. We each picked out 5 designs to trace later on the Shrinky Dink paper.
My designs were a watermelon, a narwhal, an ice cream cone, a popsicle, and a s'more.
And mine were a fox, a beach ball, a Pop-Tart, a donut, and a sunshine.
I'm not too great at drawing, so this was a little hard for me. I actually ended up scrapping one of my sketches altogether.
If you're not too good at freehanding, you can find some inspiration online.
I tried to draw a dolphin, but it kind of just looked like a caveman club, but I actually ended up trashing that.
It was so bad.
Here I go, starting my s'more. It was actually my favorite of the group. You can't go wrong with a food theme.
Especially when you add a cutie face. Come to think of it, we did a lot of food for these. Here's my Pop-Tart, one of my favorites.
And I'm starting in on my ice cream cone. I wanted this ice cream cone to look like it was in Florida, so I drew a couple drips to make it look like it was melting.
I'm telling my mom. I made one of my pins a sunshine to remind me of my grandma, Gaga.
She always sings, "You are my sunshine" to us.
I ended up making this one a magnet so I can put it in my school locker next year. I think we're getting close to finishing up our sketches.
Boy, that sure sounds good.
And here they are, all of our designs.
That might have been a little scary for some of you guys, but now it's time for the fun part. We're gonna add color to each and every of your deserving lives. We prefer to use colored pencils and paint markers for our Shrinky Dinks, but you can really use whatever writing utensils you want. You want.
This is my absolute favorite part of this project, adding the color and all the detail work. I decided to go with traditional colors for my watermelon instead of going all rainbowy and stuff. I took some liberties and made an extra stripe on the beach ball, but we got the color scheme worked out. You will want to add white instead of leaving it clear, so it will show up on the finished Shrinky Dink. The drawing was the harder part of this project. The tracing and the coloring is just fun. The good news is, the package says these will shrink down to 1/10 of their original size.
What?
So your mistakes won't show up as bad.
I love the way these are turning out. These colors are perfect. no idea why I drew a line down the middle there, but it showed up a little too much in the end. I was doing my best to keep this paint marker going, but it just wasn't working. I think it must have been running out of paint. With the colored pencils, you can use more of a blending technique to get it how you want it. We've only tried the Prismacolor pencils, so I'm not sure if the other kinds work. Let us know on Instagram if you try them. Just search Lily Line Girls and join in the fun. So anyway, does anybody recognize those jars? Check it out in a previous video. I'm gonna add some life to my Pop-Tart with some little highlights. I thought I could wing it on the eyes, but then one was way bigger than the other one, so I tried to wipe them off and then cover my mistakes up, and then they just turned out like big black holes. Look at that cutie. I could just reach out and... Oh wait, she already did. These sprinkles are just perfectly placed. I'm making an assessment of my design.
What do you think I'm doing?
Now you remove your sketch from your design and cut them out. Sometimes during this part, you start to see all the little mistakes that you made. But don't worry, you can just chop it off if you need to. So I ripped it off there a little bit. Now let's get to the cutting.
We're going to start by cutting out the ice cream and the donut, then the narwhal and the beach ball, then the watermelon and the Pop-Tart, then the popsicle and the flocks, then the s'more and the sunshine.
These are looking really cute. So my sunshine took a really long time to cut out because of all the rays, so I don't recommend it.
Okay.
Finally, and now for the final act, a little show-stopping magic. Help me, I'm melting. Don't worry about any curling. It should flatten out after a few minutes. This is some really cool stuff we found. It gives the Shrinky Dinks a 3D look. You want to put this on nice and
Thick.
As we begin our approach, please make sure that all seats are in upright position and trays are put away.
there's my crazy hair again.
You're fired.
You will definitely want to use this on your colored pencils so the color doesn't rub off, but the Sharpies and the paint markers don't rub off as easily. I needed to hold this thing down while I was putting on the top coat, but my hand would have been in front of the camera, so I just kind of chased it around. Here we've got E6000! You can turn these into pins, magnets, keychains, you name it, or you can just leave them plain. You can cover your walls up with Shrinky Dinks, because that's totally normal.
What?
What's creeping into the frame over there? I think it's the producer's finger, or our dad, whatever. You can add some E6000 to your magnets to make them extra sturdy-gurdy. our ringmaster, let's give a round of applause to all of our show-stopping performers today.
We had a blast making these Shrinky Dinks today and creating our own show-stopping ideas. You can turn these Shrinky Dinks into pins, magnets. He already said that I would. Okay, no. You can turn these Shrinky Dinks into pins, magnets, keychains, or just decorations. We hope you enjoyed. No. Don't forget to like and subscribe and tag us on Instagram when you make these at home. We hope you enjoyed watching this video, and we'll see you soon. Bye!